Carl, back again for this month's round of live commentary for the Deadliest Warrior episodes. Today I will be doing three separate videos. Next one we'll be doing is Yakuza versus the Mafia. I like this episode. It's not one of my favorites though, but it was the first episode where they actually got relatively modern firearms, but they're firearms way back in like the 40s, but still firearms. Adjust my seat a bit. But I want to take a moment to thank all you new subscribers, viewers, listeners, commentators. Oh, you guys are amazing. I noticed you guys have been like just piling up, just little by little, slowly but surely. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you. Don't forget to leave if you want to show your support for the channel and everything involved with it. Please subscribe to my new Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/talkativecarl. You can help grow this community that we're trying to build. I like to call it the talkative community, so that way if you see my Patreon video that I posted on my YouTube channel, that's youtube.com/talkativecarl, and follow me on Twitter, talkativecarl, same name. And I pretty much broke down at that video what my Patreon tiers are. Probably don't want to keep rehashing it every bit, but there's only 3 tiers. Go on my Patreon, check it out, just to allow you guys to offer some input of what you want to see on the channel, basically, and I will make it a priority above anything else when it comes to like on camera stuff. And there'll be a new video from my probably my biggest loyalist subscriber, Daniel. Speaking of the devil, Daniel, welcome, man. So we'll begin towards the episode. I got it all keyed up here. If you're watching this along with me, if you have Amazon Prime, that's where you can get it. It's very cheap. You can just buy, it's only 3 seasons and you can buy it from like $20 each roughly. But yeah, this is gonna be season 1, the Yakuza versus Mafia episode. Put your timestamp to 0 and follow me along here while we check out the episode. And I got myself a new mic, so I'm pretty sure you guys can like probably hear me the most crystal clear that I ever been. So hope you guys enjoy that, and I hope it's not gonna be too bad with the volume on the TV. But here we go. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Daniel. I really do hope you're doing well out there. It's still amazing that you're all out in Colombia. You're still able to follow me along. Yeah, greatly appreciate it. Now, the reason I'm doing 3 videos of this show today, 3 episodes of this show today, is because this season 1 is like an odd number of episodes, so I want to like make sure like I get through those, through season 1 fairly soon. So next week I'll do the final 2 episodes for season 1, Then after that, we'll get to the season 2 in the month after that. Well, these are 1920s weapons. I said 1940s. That was a mistake. These like circa 1920s gangsters. I mean, there's a few surprises that I did not know about certain weapons. When I first saw this episode, there's a couple of weapons that I had high hopes for that didn't blow me away like I expected to from all the movies that I've watched over the years. You know, speaking of weapons, this past weekend I went out to the archery range, and I think that's gonna be my new hobby. Because it was like so much fun. Like I posted on my Twitter and Instagram of me at the archery, and like after a couple of rounds, like I gained like a rhythm, and it's like, God, I love it. I wish there was a archery range closer to me because I can go like spend like an hour there almost like every day. I used a longbow and a compound bow. It was so much fun. Oh, and this is the first time there's gonna be like a 5-on-5 match. Because we dealing with weapons, it's too easy for like 1v1s typically reserved for the ancient warriors, but modern ones they put a stipulation that you gotta have like at least a team on team just to make it fair, because it's too easy to have one person to get down in a fight by a gun. Just one straight bullet can take a person out, so they gotta make it even just to showcase all the other weapons that they use. Prohibition. I can't believe like back in the day they outlawed alcohol. That's just wild to me. You kind of like Tom Ellis from Lucifer, the younger mafia expert. Zero Kazama. It sounds like a Tekken character, don't it? Well, he fights like a Tekken character, I tell you that much. Little factoid here. A few years ago, at least it's been like 3 or 4 years ago, I looked up one day, I'm pretty sure it was like Facebook or something or other, and the younger Yakuza expert was arrested for something. And it was wild to me. For I think, I don't know if it was gang related, because he might have some association with the Yakuza, maybe, I'm not sure. But that was like a wild information that I saw on like Facebook or Google feed. I think it was Google feed. It's crazy. My go-to support is usually with like the Asian warriors, no matter what era or specific nationality. It's just like that discipline they all were taught. I always had like so much respect for that. Just like with the samurai, like I had so much respect for it. And not just because like I grew up watching anime, it's just like, well, that helped, but it's just like that I had so much like interest when like in school when I learned about like the Japanese uh history in the medieval times and medieval Japan and everything like that. It's like it's so appealing. So I always thought it was cool that the Yakuza, despite like, and because of course I don't have no support for gang related stuff, but I do have like a respect the fact that even then they still will every now and again, katana swords and scythes. And actually put real wine. They want to make sure like these this location looks real. Like an authentic scenario. That's wild to me that people don't. I mean, like military personnel don't. I mean, I understand like the reason why, but like the Tommy gun is still very effective. It's just like, of course, guns evolved since then, but it still does the job.
Yakuza killer machine. Next, coming up, Mafia, Yakuza.
But I gotta say though, like the gangsters of that day were very well dressed. I have more respect for them because gangs today, don't really dress like that. You know, it's just like it's like it'd be kind of wild to see like Bloods or Crips. Like if they renew, I hope they at some point in the future they bring back Deadliest Warrior show, but they kind of like you do like if like gangs of this era fought gangs of today's era, it's like you know like how would that work out? You got like two different like mentalities of gang activity, but just like I mean, I said like the Asian warriors have so much discipline, but even the mafia at that time had some fair bit of discipline compared to probably gangs of today. I don't even know if gangs of today have that kind of like that same warrior discipline like that.
Will approve more.
If that's like, I'm pretty sure that's real fruit, but it's like I love my fruit, fresh fruit. Like I would have snatched some, like some apples and like mangoes and whatnot. I mean, the stand has like some laser like precision. You put aim it down something, like it goes where you wanted to put it.
Which team?
You got burst fire and then laser focus, uh, fire round, fire rate. It's like both hit their targets, but it's like me personally, like I would like the laser precision one, but
Which sub?
it makes a good point. It's like I didn't know about, at least I didn't remember about what he mentioned about the fire rate is better with the Tommy gun, but like I should acknowledge the fact that it has more ammo capacity compared to the Sten.
Yakuza. His warrior. To chat. Yakuza. Explode.
I've seen a lot of explosives on this show over the years when I rewatched the show, so many times. Between this and the Pirates Granado, I don't, just those two in particular, those were like part of like, I mean, of course they're old grenades, but they load tiers as far as my favorite explosive on the show, because like as impressive as they are, I don't know, it's just like it was great of their time. I gotta put it that way, but it's just like throughout the show, it's like wow, they're like you know they're designed to like do the job they needed to do at that time.
Not in. They. This guy. Impressive. Yeah. Also. Molotov.
Molotov cocktail.
Deadly. This scare tech. Used for witnesses. Some Full fire. Places to sense vehicle.
Just to be on set at one of these episodes must have been like a huge thrill. Of course, it was on Spike TV. If like Oxygen was like and Lifetime was like a channel for women, Spike TV was like a channel for guys. And you know, this is, I'm pretty sure girls can enjoy this too, because I don't know if there's any Deadliest Warrior female fans that are female, but I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure they got a kick out of this too, because like the Spike TV, you know, I don't think, I'm pretty sure it's defunct at this point, a defunct kind of channel. But you know, the only time like I ever really watched Spike TV back around this time and years prior was watching this mostly. And you know, if I watched like the Game Awards show, the video game award shows usually was on Spike TV. Now, like in the past couple of, not even like, it's like even prior to the pandemic, it was like since maybe 2017, maybe 2015, when it started, you know, streaming on like YouTube and like the, I think it was around time when the Xbox One and PS4 generations start rolling out. They started to like bringing it up on streaming platforms, so you can watch other ways when like Spike TV and G4 wasn't around no more. Yeah, I was shocked at the fact that you can actually like, because the Molotov cocktail, like I always thought like it was like almost like mini napalm in a way. I always thought in my mind it's like a mini napalm. Like as soon as it lands where you throw it, the fire just spreads immediately. But apparently, you have like at least like at the most a minute to acknowledge the fact that you got like a Molotov cocktail that flames, spilling into your vehicle or business or whatever, and you got that minute to acknowledge what's going on and get the heck out before it starts spreading, because it will spread fast.
Motion. Live. Feed. You have to
Fighting.
Which is ironic because like so many of them did, rat or became informants when the heat really started coming down on them. It happens with any kind of criminal, even terrorists or whatever, when like put enough pressure from the authorities and whatnot, or if you get offered some kind of deal when evidence starts piling up on you, more often than not you're probably going to flip.
They use it.
That whole blood oath thing, it only can go, last so long before somebody cracks.
Favorite pastime. The base. 3 feet of
This is my. There's nothing but
A baseball bat. That,
like this.
yeah, you learn like if you ever watch John Wick, anything can really be a weapon if you wherever you get your hands on. So a baseball bat can be freaking devastating.
This was used for steel.
Breaking legs.
baseball.
These
List you have to eat and
Good. So
put it stop.
I mean, you don't need to be a doctor to know, like, you get a bat to a skull or anything like that, it's gonna
if you give me the
bust.
same thing.
I thought something was gonna happen at that moment, you know, like I usually, pass over this scene because it's like, they mention in interviews, the hosts, that people get so passionate about their respective warrior that they're representing. Uh, they get just like I mentioned with the older ninja expert, he sitting there got like very defensive with the doctor, behind the scenes. This dude's about to come in blows with another expert.
I mean, it's yes.
Kill factor.
This is the surprising weapon that I was talking about.
Same day.
Nunchucks. You immediately think about Mikey from the Ninja Turtles. If Mikey want to get really serious and deadly, I imagine he will wield it like this. Wield his weapon like this.
Each side. Mafia.
Yeah,
Close.
over the years, like I watched Bruce Lee and the Ninja Turtles, like the nunchucks always seemed like such like a cool weapon. But with this testing, you get to see how certain weapons play out in realistic circumstances compared to what you saw in like Hollywood magic kind of situation. Bruce Lee can obviously wield those things with very deadly accuracy, but it apparently takes, if it makes contact with like your skull, for example, it will take at least 3 to 4 possible hits to crack your skull eventually. And then but that's the whole point with the motion wielding the thing, and it's like you're supposed to, because your eyes are sensitive to movement, and like as soon as it catches your eye and it's like the randomness of the spin, you get caught off guard and you get whacked. But like the baseball bat, it's like one hit, it does the same amount of damage, probably more so.
Demolish anything. Two shots.
Yakuza. Feel like Bolton. Bean.
I remember playing a Gears of War
It's perfect.
2 and 3, and they had like a sort of sawed-off shotgun type of weapon.
Weapon. Bigger.
It was cool, and it definitely offered like some kind of
Doing with the
power behind it, but you need to be up close and actually to like cause the devastating damage. Any distance, then not gonna get the death that you want from it. So in realistic terms, I imagine the sawed-off shotgun will be the same have the same principle.
Blue in
Very, very impressive shot right in the eyeball.
right in the eyeball.
And it's like the whole back of the skull is like exploded right outwards. It's like, wow. And that's from a kind of like an old weapon, and it's still very effective. And sawed-off shotgun looked like it kind of like carved out a hole in your chest.
You can see the pepper. This is exact. Just the P30. Later.
Jimmy. Mafia. Independence of the coming up. His old lethal kitchen.
It's kind of wishful thinking, because getting towards like season 3, they started including things like X Factor. I mean, they already have like certain X factors, but it wasn't like a major component in the first 2 seasons. But by season 3, you get like all these X factors like diet, disease, mental health kind of situation, outside like internal stuff, that they can calculate, as well as the outer stuff like the weapons. But they also include things like strategy and tactics, and and have this touch table where the new guy you will see in a future video
Mince meat.
use to like pop this world, and you can single out a particular area on the map, and like see like strategy of a particular warrior used in their day that may like they won them a lot of wars. And it's like it'll be interesting to see like, okay, what strategy and tactic like a Yakuza and Mafia implemented to like win certain territories.
Where you this region.
That'll be very interesting. At least
This
I don't know if they ever put it on like the Deadliest Word wiki, but I doubt it. But it'll be nice to add in.
killing power. Kitchen.
You know, I'm impressed by what the ice pick can do, but in like a realistic battle, it's like, I mean, this is me, you know, after just thinking about like John Wick with a pencil, and it's like, of course you can utilize anything as a weapon, but like head on, that's like very impractical.
It was modified.
I mean, of course you can wield it like a knife, but it doesn't have no edge to the sides. It's all thrusting. Now you got Raphael's weapons, the size.
Blunt end. Movement. Fluid action.
Yeah, things like size and nunchucks, you really have to know your martial arts in order to wield them efficiently.
2, 1. And I think this one, you hit anywhere in the
Risk. No.
can't hit. Maybe. Earlier was
Yeah, a scythe is I mean, like, you know, at least a handful of, you know, Japanese and Chinese weapons have been used like farming tools initially, but yeah, you know, through a short stint of time went by, then eventually they been implemented as weapons, and then they just stay that way since then. You can't compare a knife pick to a literal weapon.
Test.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they can still use size and like
They tested 5 weapons of the
and
Yakuza.
things of the sort to like cut grain and everything like that over in like Asia and Japan. But
Both the P-30
you know,
and
when you look at them, you'll think immediately a weapon.
control the street. Coming up. Molotov. Each weapon. Range weapon was put.
firepower. Tommy gun.
Edge. Mafia. Edge. Yakuza. Stage. Mafia. Stage. Yakuza nunchucks. Strike in order to create a fracture. Baseball bat and slam. Mafia.
Okay, here we go. The reenactment.
More of a
I mean, the reenactments,
who is the
yeah, at least the episodes in general, get progressively better. Season 2 moving on, because first half of season 1, they was in like their beginning stages of finding their footing with the show.
From the tests and written.
Did that, clerk just dip out? This is the first time he noticed that. Like, he just dipped out as soon as he saw the Yakuza walk in. And this is only like a team-based battle where they don't put any counters up, because like in the future they do that, so you'll know who goes down and how many are left. And they don't really utilize that Molotov cocktail in the reenactment. Because this is the first like team-based episode, so they didn't know what they was how they supposed to like really, I mean, I guess they learned from this episode what they could add in for these kind of things. Yeah, he didn't get a chance to utilize his nunchucks effectively. I'm surprised the Ice Pick got so much points, if any.
Simplicity and
Well, that was the Yakuza versus the Mafia. Like I said, it was not like my favorite. I still enjoy it. I still, every once in a while, if I haven't seen it in a minute, I come back to it and see like just a recap on it. But yeah, I mean, it's like when I first saw this episode, like I was like really rooting for the Yakuza, because I thought like, yeah, they're highly trained individuals outside of just their bodies are normally weapons, because they practice martial arts extensively. Not probably to the skill level of maybe like Bruce Lee, but like still though. And like the Mafia wasn't inept at hand-to-hand fighting like that. Maybe at the most boxing. But yeah. But the results, panned out whether you agree or not. Kind of makes sense, with the science behind it, that they're, most of the Mafia's weapons were very powerful. And it's like all out raw power. And it's just like, I think this is the first time in the series that when it comes to like a raw power kind of warrior kind of panned out in their favor. The Tommy gun and the sawed-off shotgun, as you can see, got so many points out of the simulation compared to like the weapons of the Yakuza. But I think the Sten might have like probably been like the highest damage output weapon that the Yakuza had on their side of things. But still though, like the Mafia, as them out. They're pretty well pretty good weapons on their side of things. But anyway, once again, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to Talkative Carl on Patreon, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And I will be loading up another video for a new another Deadliest Warrior episode, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you all soon. Take care.